Hello everyone, it is Saturday, December 21st, in the year of our Lord 2013. How are all you doing out there? I am doing awesome as always, wicked awesome. It's Cinema Saturday, folks, and I am honored to bring you my personal favorite all-time Christmas movie ever as we listen to the theme for my all-time favorite. Folks, yes, this is the 50th anniversary big-ass box set I bought of It's a Wonderful Life. This movie is incredible. If you've never seen it, you have cheated yourself. Seriously. James Stewart, Donna Reed, Frank Capra's original classic, 1946. Truly an amazing movie that the entire family needs to see for generations and generations and generations. I've had this box set for 17 years. That's the Frank Capra Jr. Thank you for buying this, your awesome thing. Big old book. Huge book. All kinds of stuff in here. Wow, still spells brand new too. I have not messed with this box set at all. I've opened it. All kinds of pictures and posters. Buffalo Girls, can you come out tonight? Oh yes. And I know it cuts off, folks. I'll go through this stuff. I really love this movie, folks. You don't even know. And the only reason why I did not play the, this Christmas album is not, it's just a bunch of Christmas songs done by different artists, like 12 Days of Christmas, Perry Como, White Christmas, Dean Martin, stuff like that. The soundtrack for this, you ain't getting it. I've looked everywhere, and no. You would not be able to see this show right now if I were to try to get the soundtrack. I would be blocked by the copyright idiots. Yes, VHS cassettes, folks. I need to buy the DVD of this movie. I do. But this was an original VHS version. Hey, it was 1996. What do you want from me, okay? So, I mean, this thing is in mint condition. I have not messed with it. But anyway, so I'll show you the real stuff real quick, you know. Wow, I've never even opened this stuff. Seriously. There it is. Big old movie poster. It's a Wonderful Life. The show is not going to be in my normal fashion because, well, you know, just the way it is. Hey, 50th anniversary edition set. Great reproductions of movie shots, movie stills, stuff like that. Trying to handle this as carefully as possible. Frank Capra in the director's chair. Incredible, incredible director. And there's the stars. James Stewart, Jimmy Stewart, only 38 years old at the time. Donna Reed, who was only 24, going on 25 that year. 24, 25 during filming. He was 37, 38 during filming. Very famous scene in the movie. There you go. The amazing, amazing cast of It's a Wonderful Life. They were phenomenal. Every single one of them. Yep. And of course, Lionel Barrymore. And he really was in a wheelchair. Yippers. It's a Wonderful Life. It's a wonderful movie. And it's highly encouraged by yours truly, the Love Doctor, as I put my amazing big old box set away for safekeeping because I had to find this for you guys tonight. Oh, it's huge. Yeah, one of these times I actually got to read that book, go through it. I mean, I skimmed through it real quick one time when I had bought it, but haven't actually read it. So I have watched the making of the film. Those VHS tapes have only been used once. I have other ways of watching it every year, and I do watch it every year. Usually, a lot of times I do watch it on TV. It's one of the few movies I will watch on TV because I don't believe in censorship, but there's nothing to censor in that movie, so it's okay. But anyway, with that said, let's get to our unofficial sponsor of today's show, my man, Brian Loston, Lost Art Photography. And Brian, I want to say thank you for doing an amazing job tonight at our Christmas party. That was awesome. He was our DJ there. We had a wicked awesome time, an exhilarating experience. And brother, I am proud and honored to make sure that people hook you up. Lost Art Photography. Lost Photography. Why do they call it Lost Art? Well, probably because good photo quality is true photographers are a lost art. Because everybody's a photographer nowadays. You got a cell phone or, digital camera. Oh yeah, I'm a photographer. This guy is a photographer. No kidding. Lost Photography. And there's his contact info. Or you hit me up. He will, he will hook you up. Brian Loston, I'm giving you a Love Doctor salute, man. You did an amazing job tonight. Thank you so much. But anyway, let's press on, folks. We got lots and lots to talk about. And right now, I don't know about you, but I'm parched. So let's bring out the proper beer consumption apparatus. I'm a little tired. It is after midnight, I know. But I'm doing it for December 21st anyway, even though it's technically the 22nd. Hey, it's the 21st in California, okay? It's good enough for me. Yuengling. Hey, if you're going to bring out a classic movie like that, you need to bring out a classic beer like this. Yuengling Lager. 4.4% of absolute exquisite awesomeness. Oldest brewery in America since 1829 in Pottsville, Pennsylvania. And not Pottersville like in the movie, okay? My man Brian Loston came through and hooked me up with a 12-pack of Yuengling Lager. So Brian, again, I thank you for that, man. That's right, the guy with Lost Art Photography. See, it's all about good people, helping good people to reach out to other good people like you, the viewer. Power opening apparatus, prop technique. Here we go. 45-degree angle right in the beer consumption apparatus right over the keyboard because I'm just that damn good. Haven't spilled a drop yet. Never have. Never will. Cheers the beers to all of you. Prost, they say in Germany. Kapai, as they say in Japan. Big B for badass on this here beer. Yes, I'm wearing my daughter's Christmas hat. Delilah, you got it. Alright. So, birthdays for today. And we got 3 of them. Right off the bat, my man Ivan Barba out of Fresno, California. That's right, California, the land of fruits and nuts, otherwise known as Southern Oregon. Ivan, great friend of mine, great guy. Always chatting with him. Brother, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Probably crunk drunk by now. Partying it up, celebrating like it's 1969 minus the acid. Brother, you better be doing that. Drink one with me right here, right now. Cheers and beers to you. Have a wicked awesome day. And hope you enjoy the show. Next on the list. Theo, the Chefnician, Melville. I coined that name, the Chefnician, and I'll tell you why. See, about 2.5 years ago, we went to Bible camp together. Yes, we did, Theo. We found God, we learned lots of scripture, and oh, did we learn about adult beverages? Yes, we did. And he said he's going to have a shot tonight. And brother, I hope you are. Drink with me now as we celebrate your birthday, Chefnician, because man, oh man, a pleasure and an honor working with scrap metal shaping sons of guns like you. He's a walking muscle with a head and a damn good man indeed. The Chefnician, Theo Melville. Happy birthday, my brother. Have a wicked awesome day. Party hard and enjoy. And the final birthday of the day goes to a legendary man I work with down here in Yamaha, Texas. Otherwise known as Southern Oklahoma. Same damn state. And he's celebrating the perfect birthday. The milestone birthday. 25, man alive. That's a perfect age indeed because he can get He can rent cars at the airport. He's able to, his insurance goes down. He's already able to buy adult beverages. And the man's just a positively motivating, singing man. You know, I work with him. He fixes engines for a living. And, you know, we'll be hanging out and he's just singing, man. Dude's just singing. Why? Because he can, which is something to love Dr. Can do. I can talk your ear off, but I can't sing to save my ass. But hey, Terrance Reese, my man, happy milestone birthday to you, Terrance. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Hope you have a wicked awesome day. Brother, party hard and enjoy, because believe me, you don't get to look forward to another birthday till you're 55 when you get those 55 and over discounts at Denny's and IHOP and places like that. So cheers and beers to you, and party hard and enjoy. Terrance Reese. All right. So, we had a few trivia questions, and I think this is the first time ever that all three of our trivia questions that we posted were answered correctly. All three of them. If that ain't awesome, I don't know what is. But you know what? I think it's time we bring out something a little special here for this. Now, this is the It's a Wonderful Life theme. Dimitri Tiomkin, excuse me. This was never used in the movie. It was gonna be the theme. So here you go. Enjoy the theme that you never got to hear on the movie. This is what they were gonna use before they decided to go with Buffalo Girls, and you had to have the bells too, you know. But anyway, what is the only film in history to originate from a greetings card? It's the only one in history, folks. This movie, It's a Wonderful Life. My man, Kevin Sherman, he nailed it. He said it. He's like, I'm guessing It's a Wonderful Life. One of the best classic Christmas movies ever. Brother, you are so right about that. Kevin Sherman, former admin, living in Schaumburg, Illinois. A damn good man indeed. Brother, you get a love Dr. Salute. You nailed it, bro. You nailed it. I told you I love this movie, and I mean it. You're damn right it's a wonderful life, and I enjoy life each and every day. Life in itself is a blessing. Kev, I drink to you, my friend. This ain't a bad song either, huh? Alright, now, what state is Bedford Falls, the town in It's a Wonderful Life, located in? Our super fan, one of the most wicked hardcore fans we've ever known. She's won Fan of the Week like 5-6 times now. I don't even know. I can't count that high. You know her. You love her. Renee Phillips. Wonderful cashier that I know down here in the Texas, otherwise known as Western Louisiana. She said New York. You nailed it. You nailed it, Renee. I honestly thought it was Pennsylvania. I did not know that. I was thinking of, Bedford Falls just sounds like Pennsylvania, doesn't it? I think so. But Renee, wicked awesome job to you. Hell yeah! Way to go. I'll drink to that. And then, wow, what a song. How many times did Beulah Bondi portray James Stewart's mother in movies? I was shocked when I read this answer. I didn't know this one either. You know, she played his mom in It's a Wonderful Life, of course. Well, our super fan, trivia fan, Rebecca Schultz. She said that she portrayed Jimmy Stewart's mother 5 times. You got it. 5! 5 times she was James Stewart's mother in movies. You know, he probably called her mom just out of habit. I mean, my goodness. That's incredible. Rebecca Schultz, wicked awesome job. Hell yeah. Way to go. I'll drink to that. But Rebecca, you got to remember this. You're only supposed to answer 1 correct question per week per our trivia rules, okay? Remember that. Sharing is caring. Give others a chance. Give peace a chance, but give others a chance too. But hey, I have a philosophy. If nobody answers, like, say, an hour before it closes or whatever, you know, maybe you should throw the answer in there. And remember, no Googling either. We want people to guess that answer correctly. Like our good friend Michelle Nix. She's taking a stab at it no matter what. And, you know, she usually ends up getting a question right every week, and it works. So, folks, Get involved like Michelle, like Rebecca, like Kevin, like Renee. Get involved in the show because we have a blast doing this each and every day for you. And that's what it's all about. And Rebecca, you do get a love Dr. Salute. Hell yeah! And great having you as a friend on the old Facebook now. Remember, a stranger's a friend you haven't yet met, okay? All right. Let's throw some additional shout-outs there at this time. Because we had 2 babies that were born today from very good friends of mine. The first one, Kristen Doherty, out of Missouri, from Oklahoma. And Kristen and her husband, Brett, they brought into the world Zaylee. So welcome to the world, Zaylee. Congratulations, Brett and Kristen. You know Kristen, that's right. Kristen Lynn Photography, and she is a real photographer and an amazing one. I have seen the work that she does. Absolutely incredible. Excuse me. And now, she's a mommy. So mighty proud of you. Congratulations to the Doherty family, and Merry Christmas, because that is the greatest gift of all, a new child into the world, and I drink to that. And then I got my man Albert Kirky Jerky, as I like to call him. Albert Kirky. Yes, Albuquerque. Isn't that great? I love it. First time I ever met him, I'm like, damn, that's an awesome name. Albert Kirky. Hell yeah. Kirky Jerky. A badass crew dog I know from jolly old England. He's from Arkansas, otherwise known as Northern Louisiana. Same damn state, you know. I mean, come on. But anyway, him and his wonderful better half, Dorian, if I'm not mistaken, D-O-R-I-E-N, Dorian, they brought into the world a new son, Braden. Welcome to the world, Braden. How you doing? And congratulations, Albert, and your better half, Dorian, and to the Kirky family. Mighty proud of you. Way to go. I love it when good people like you guys are fruitful and multiply. I want good people in the world, and you done good, Pilgrim. There you go. And the Dohertys, definitely good folks as well. And hey, congratulations, Kirky family. Merry Christmas. You got the greatest gift of all, a new son. Hell yeah! All right, let's give some additional shout-outs. My good friend Rebecca Crouch. Now, she just happens to be friends with Kristen Doherty. And Rebecca, I have yet to meet in person. I haven't met Kristen in person either. But I'll tell you what, Rebecca Crouch, I feel like I've known her my whole life. An amazing young lady, indeed. No doubt about it. And like me, she absolutely loves It's a Wonderful Life. As does her mother, you know. Amazing, amazing, amazing. She's like, that's my mom's favorite movie of all time. Well, you know something, Rebecca? You know, Becca, it's mine too. My favorite Christmas movie. That's right, you said it's your mom's favorite Christmas movie of all time. Well, it's mine as well. No question about it. I freaking love this movie. I spent, what? I think that box set was like $69.99 or something. And I'm like, I'm buying it. 50th anniversary box set, It's a Wonderful Life. Are you kidding me? I've also got the colorized version on VHS. I figured I had to have that too, you know. And, God, I love this movie. I do. And Becca, I hope you enjoy the show. And to you and your family, Merry Christmas. Have a wicked awesome day. Enjoy the show. Always a pleasure chatting with you. A real sweetheart indeed. All right. Dawn Henry, another one that I have yet to meet in person, but such a sweetheart. I actually added her for Farmville and Mafia Wars. And my wife's got her as a friend on Mafia Wars. And even though my wife hadn't played Mafia Wars in years and got rid of most of the people she met, she kept Dawn Henry because she likes Dawn, because Dawn is absolutely wicked awesome. And you are, Dawn. And I really hope I get to meet you someday, because you are welcome to drop by Casa de Love Goddess. That would be my better half's house. Farrah's the love goddess. Delilah's the little princess. Therefore, by default, I am the king. But Dawn, we love It's a Wonderful Life, and it is. I want to give you a shout out and say, hey, hope you enjoy the show. Always a pleasure, and I'll be watching the movie. I've got another connection to watch it on. Yeah, I found it online, and I got it. So there you go. There's your shout outs. And folks, we got a problem. It's empty as the brain cells of an average Yankee fan. But we can fix that. See, it's time to bring out something from back home. Sam Adams, that's right, Boston, Massachusetts. Sam Adams Juniper IPA. I'm not a big IPA guy, but this one's a good one. 5.9%. Is it 5.9 or 5.8? 5.8. Oops. These sunglasses are very dark. My Boston Red Sox sunglasses, of course. Gotta have them. Gotta represent the home, you know. Representing the home with the shirt as well. Proper beer opening apparatus, proper technique. Here we go. Voila. Again, 45 degree angle right into the beer consumption apparatus right over the keyboard because I'm just that damn good. Haven't spilled a drop yet. Never have, never will. You know what song I've had in my head for 2 days straight? Buffalo Girls, can you come out tonight? Come out tonight. Come out tonight. Buffalo Girls, can you... Buffalo Girls. Hey, those that are in Buffalo, New York, you know you love them Buffalo Girls. All right, Brussels Gold 2004. How about that? Number 66. Yippers. Hey, cheers and beers to all you pros. They say in Germany, Kapai, as they say in Japan. Big B on that one as well. B for bodacious. All right. So, let's get to some celebrity birthdays real quick, huh? We got Marsha Robertson. That is Phil Robertson's better half. Oh, you know him from Duck Dynasty. And folks, I'll just say this. I'm not getting involved in that, but although I don't understand the homosexual thing as far as, dude on dude. But, you know what? It's not my cup of tea. But all that matters is that they love each other. All that matters. But they boycotted Phil Robertson on A&E. Oh my goodness. Just for him speaking his personal beliefs. You know what? Freedom of speech is a blessing. And I have a feeling we're losing it. Folks, keep your freedom of speech. If he's against something, that's his business. Who am I to judge? I don't care. Excuse me. I'm not Muslim, but I got friends who are. It's not my personal choice. But hey, that's cool. I got friends that are atheist. Doesn't bother me. That's on them. Freedom of religion, or lack thereof. Freedom of everything. Folks, come on. We got people that judge others by the color of their skin. Makes no sense to me. But if somebody wants to do that, I guess it's their choice. I won't. But, I try to talk sense into people. And I have done that with people in the past. I've had friends who are racist. And I've talked to them and told them, think about this. And I've actually had some that are like, you know something, you're right. What's the point in judging people by color of their skin or sex or choice of religion or something like that, or choice of sexual partners, sexual orientation? Don't judge. Choose. If the person's cool, that's all that matters. That's all that matters. Remember that. There's your life lesson from the Love Doctor tonight, okay? Little love. Spread the love, will you? That's what I do each and every day. Life in itself is a blessing, and I enjoy it. And I'm all about spreading positivity to everyone. All right. So, anyway, in Cracker Barrel, they're not going to endorse Phil Robertson. Are you kidding me? He helped you out. But Cracker Barrel, you know what? I don't eat there anyway, so it doesn't bother me none. It's overrated. Samuel L. Jackson, happy birthday to you. He's 65 years old today. Samuel L. Jackson's a senior citizen and a badass actor, no doubt about that. Hey, another one that's a senior citizen today, Dave Kingman. Yep. over 400 home runs in his career, but he's not in the Hall of Fame because he batted like, oh God, this dude, he had like a 220, 230 career batting average. He hit a lot of home runs, but he wasn't I mean, he was a good baseball player. You know, kind of like, he reminds me of, you know who reminds me of Dave Kingman? Adam Dunn. A guy that's like 0 for the century, strikes out a shitload, but hits a ton of home runs. That's a good comparison. How about Steve Yeun? Don't worry, I didn't know Stephen Yeun. I didn't know who he was, but you do. He's Glenn on The Walking Dead. I know my wife knows who he is. He's 30 years old today, milestone birthday. I do know Kiefer Sutherland, though. Badass actor, 47 years old, the son of Donald Sutherland, another legendary badass actor. How about the legend that is Paul Revere? That's right, Paul Revere, born in the state in 1735, passed away in 1818. You know him, you love him, we love him back home. According to famousbirthdays.com, they said 1734. If something changed, that's new to me. I always saw 1735 to 1818. But either way, it is what it is. The guy's a legend, no question about it. Ray Romano, another legend. Phenomenal actor, 56 years old today. Here's a lady that's a legend. In some ways good, in some ways definitely not so good. Communist Jane Fonda, of course. 76 years old today. She looks good, but what a bitch. Hanoi Jane. Yippers. Traitor. On this day in 1940, the legend Frank Zappa was born. He passed away in 1993 at the age of 52. Andy Dick, a comedian, great comedian with an interesting last name. Andy Dick, 48 years old. How about Joe Paterno, born this day in 1926, passed away in 2012 at the age of 85. Legendary Penn State head coach, and then of course the just the god awful stuff at the end. But Joe Pa, no matter what, hell of a coach nonetheless. So I try to think of the positive for him. Flojo, Florence Griffith Joyner, born this day in 1959, passed away much too young at the age of 38 in 1998. Olympian champion. Chris Evert, phenomenal female tennis player, 59 years old today. Phil Donahue, the pioneer of what we know as talk shows. Talk show host Phil Donahue, a legend, 78 years old today. How about Carl Wilson, another legend, one of the members of the Beach Boys, the youngest of the Wilson brothers, born this day in 1946, passed away much too young at the age of 51 in 1998. Josh Gibson, famously known as the Black Babe Ruth, Negro Leagues. Sadly, never got to play in the major leagues because baseball was segregated, which was absolute freaking bullshit. But Josh Gibson, born this day in 1911, passed away in early 1947 at the age of 35, had a brain hemorrhage years before, or brain tumor, excuse me. He was suffering from a brain tumor and chose not to operate. Really sad, because they say he hit like up to 800 home runs, or over 800 home runs in his career. Some people call Babe Ruth the white Josh Gibson. Josh Gibson, the second African American to be elected to the Baseball Hall of Fame, a year after the legend that is Satchel Paige. So there you go. How about Julie Delpy? Gorgeous French actress, and I got nudies of her. She's 44 years old today. And let's bring out, born this day in 1892, passed away in 1969, phenomenal early famous golfer, Walter Hagen. How about that? I'll drink to that. Alrighty. There's your celebrity birthdays. Folks, we got lots of facts from our feature, It's a Wonderful Life. And at this time, I want to bring out the one thing I was able to find on YouTube before I bring out the legendary closure.
Okay, then I'll throw off the old Granville house.
Just listen for a moment.
I love that old house.
No, you see, you make a wish and then try and break some glass in. You got to be a pretty good shot nowadays, too.
Oh, no, George, don't. It's full of romance, that old place.
I'd like to live in it.
George Bailey
In that place?
and Mary.
I wouldn't live in it as a ghost. Now watch, there's right in the second floor there, see?
A lot of great comedy in this movie, folks.
What'd you wish, George?
Well, not just one wish, a whole handful. Mary, I know what I'm going to do tomorrow, and the next day, and next year, and the year after that. I'm shaking the dust of this crummy little town off my feet, and I'm going to see the world. Italy, Greece, the Parthenon, the Colosseum. Then I'm coming back here to go to college to see what they know, and then I'm going to build things. I'm going to build airfields. I'm going to build skyscrapers 100 stories high. I'm going to build bridges a mile long. What, are you going to throw it up?
Sorry, I'm tired.
Hey, that's pretty good. What'd you wish, Mary?
Buffalo girl, can't you come out tonight? Can't you come out tonight? Can't you come out tonight? Buffalo girl, can't you come out tonight?
Dance by the light of the moon. What'd you wish when you threw that rock?
Oh, no.
Come on, tell me.
If I don't, it might not come true.
What else do you want, Mary? What do you want? You want the moon? Just say the word and I'll throw a lasso around it and pull it down. Hey, that's a pretty good idea. I'll give you the moon, Mary.
I'll take it. Then what?
I like it when my wife gives me the moon.
And it all dissolves, see? And the moonbeams that shoot out of your fingers and your toes and the ends of your hair. Am I talking too much? Yes.
I hear that often.
Kiss her instead of talking her to death. How's that? Why don't you kiss her instead of talking her to death? Want me to kiss her, huh?
There was a lot of good comedy in this movie, folks. Yeah, this movie was just... I'm serious. I want to watch it as soon as I'm done recording this show, but it's too late. I'll watch it tomorrow night. That's what I'm going to do. I'm watching It's a Wonderful Life tomorrow night. Alright, folks. Let's get cracking with some movie facts, stuff you may not have known about the movie. As Uncle Billy is leaving George's house drunk, it sounds as if he stumbles over some trash cans on the sidewalk. In fact, a crew member dropped some equipment right after Uncle Billy left the screen. Both actors continue with the scene, I'm alright, and director Frank Capra decided to use it in the final cut, and he actually gave the clumsy stagehand $10 bonus for improving the sound. Way to go, Frank. Now this, you just heard the scene. For the scene that required Donna Reed to throw a rock into the window of the Granville house, Frank Capra hired a marksman to shoot it out for her on cue. To everyone's amazement, Donna Reed broke the window with true aim and heft without the assistance of the hired marksman. See, Donna Reed had played baseball in high school and had a strong throwing arm. That's pretty awesome. She should have played with the, the Women's Professional Baseball League, from a league of their own. That would have been kind of cool. Frank Capra often said that this was his favorite of all his films. And Frank Capra directed a lot of films. The gym floor, this is pretty cool, folks. The gym floor that opens up to reveal a swimming pool, you remember that scene? That was real. And it was located at Beverly Hills High School in Los Angeles. Folks, Beverly Hills High School, been around since 1927. And so has that floor. And that floor is still the same today. If that ain't awesome, I don't know what is. And I will drink to that. Believe it or not, the film was a flop when it played in theaters in 1946. It's funny because it says in Internet Movie Database that the film was released January 7th, 1947. Why they would release a Christmas film right after Christmas makes no sense to me. But either way, the film started off really bad. It was a total flop. And that's unbelievable. And now look at it. Hey, like a fine wine, it got better with age. Now, James Stewart was nervous about the phone scene kiss because it was his first screen kiss since his return to Hollywood after the war. World War II, Under Frank Capra's watchful eye, Stewart filmed the scene in only one unrehearsed take, and it worked so well that part of the embrace was actually cut because it was too passionate to pass the censors. Censors in 1946 were pretty strict, folks. James Stewart cited George Bailey as being his favorite character. The part was originally developed at another studio with Cary Grant earmarked for the role. When Frank Capra inherited the project, he rewrote it to suit Stewart. And you know what? That definitely worked. Now, the set for Bedford Falls was constructed in 2 months and was one of the longest sets that had ever been made for an American movie. Covered 4 acres of the RKO's Encino Ranch. It included 75 stores and buildings, Main Street, Factory District, and a large residential and slum area. The main street was 300 yards long, basically 3 whole city blocks. Wow. Now, while filming the scene with George praised in the bar, James Stewart has said that he was so overcome that he actually began to sob right then and there. The tears were real, folks. Later, Frank Capra reframed the shot so it looked like a much closer shot than was actually filmed because he wanted to catch that expression on Stewart's face, and I think that worked out really well. The scene on the bridge where Clarence saves George, Clarence, that's right, the guardian angel, where he saves George, was filmed on a back lot on a day where the temperature was 90 degrees Fahrenheit. And that is why James Stewart's visibly sweating in a few scenes. Folks, the movie was filmed between April and July 1946 in Los Angeles, California. And they had a heat wave. They should have filmed it when it was colder. I don't know. Like I said, the only film in history of all the movies, the only one in history to originate from a greetings card. It was also Donna Reed's first starring role. Pretty impressive. Now, films made prior to this one actually used cornflakes painted white for the falling snow effect. Because the cornflakes were so loud, dialogue had to be dubbed in later. Frank Capra wanted to record the sound live, so a new snow effect was developed using foamite, a firefighting chemical, and soap and water. This mixture was then pumped at high pressure through a wind machine to create the silent falling snow. 6,000 gallons of the new snow were used in the film. The RKO Effects Department received a Class 3 Scientific or Technical Award from the Motion Picture Academy for the development of the new film Snow. There you go. Legendary right there. Now here's something that would have been interesting. Vincent Price was actually considered for the part of Mr. Potter. How about that? Lionel Barrymore, the one that was Mr. Potter, he actually convinced James Stewart to take the role of George, despite his feeling that he was not up to it soon after the World War II. Thank you, Lionel Barrymore, for that. Reading about him, it seems like he was actually a very nice guy, but boy, did he play an asshole for a villain. Now, when Officer Burt shoots at George, the S, the V, and I in the electric Pottsville sign far away in the distance go out. Yeah, the SVI in Pottsville, they went out while he was shooting, and I actually watched that. I was watching parts of the movie tonight, and I saw that. James Stewart said that of all the films he made, this was his favorite. Frank Capra filmed a number of sequences that were later cut, which I would love to see. The only remnants are rare stills that have been unearthed. A number of alternative endings were considered, with Frank Capra's first script having George fall to his knees saying the Lord's Prayer, with the script calling for an opening scene with the townspeople in prayer. Feeling an overly religious tone didn't have the emotional impact of family and friends coming to George's rescue. The closing scenes were rewritten. Probably a good idea. It was all about family and friends in this movie. You know, a little bit of religion too, though, which is important in my opinion, but he didn't want it overly religious. That turned some people off. This is a movie for everybody, folks. It's what it's all about. Family and friends. That's what it's all about. Good people. Reaching out to good people, and that's why I love this movie so much. It shows how much life truly is a blessing. A photograph of James Stewart at the age of 6 months, donated by his parents, was included in the Bailey home set. How about that? So you get to see James Stewart at 6 months old. A picture of him, anyway. The instant that George says God on the bridge, it starts snowing. And I verified that tonight, actually. And it shows that he's back in the real world. In 2004, the British Broadcasting Corporation TV listing magazine Radio Times conducted a poll into the best film never to have won an Oscar. It's a Wonderful Life came second. The first, Shawshank Redemption, with Morgan Freeman and Tim Robbins, 1994. I love that movie. Go figure. Two of my all-time favorite movies, and they never won an Oscar. That shows how reliable the Oscar voters are, huh? Just saying. Despite being set around Christmas, it was filmed during a heat wave. Got to be so hot that Frank Capra actually gave everyone a day off to recuperate. Yeah, I believe it. I lived in California for 8 years. And I'll tell you what. Wow, it gets hot there at times. The Bedford Falls set made use of 20 transplanted oak trees, and for the winter scenes, 3,000 tons of shaved ice, 300 tons of gypsum, 300 tons of plaster, 6,000 gallons of chemicals. Made use of sets originally designed for the 1931 classic movie Cimarron, and it had a working bank and a tree-lined center parkway. Pigeons, cats, and dogs were allowed to roam the mammoth set to give it a lived-in feel. Because the story covers different seasons in an alternate town, the set was extremely adaptable. Now, like I said, filming began on April 15, 1946, ended on July 27, 1946, exactly on schedule for the 90-day deadline to shoot, which is funny because last I checked, April 15th to July 27th ain't 90 days, unless they didn't work on Sunday or Saturday and Sunday. I don't know. Now, the set was later razed in 1954. Basically, bulldozed, ruined, destroyed. And only 2 locations survived. The gymnasium at Beverly Hills High School, which is still in operation today, and the Martini House. How about that? You know, the Martini's bar. The Martini House, which is at 4587 Vero Road in La Cañada, Flint Ridge, California. How about that? That's the only 2 parts that exist today. Sad, but interesting. Now, both James Stewart and Donna Reed came from small towns. Jimmy Stewart comes from Indiana, Pennsylvania. How about that? A town named Indiana, Pennsylvania. You like that when they're big and large, huge? And Donna Reed is from Denison, Iowa. Now, she demonstrated her rural roots by winning an impromptu bet with Lionel Barrymore when he challenged her to milk a cow on the set. How about that? Which she did. Pretty awesome. Mary tells George she married him to keep from being an old maid. Well, we saw the alternate. When George sees the alternate Mary in Pottsville, this comes to pass. There are several examples of product placement in Gower's drugstore. We got Coca-Cola, Patterson tobacco pipes, La Unica cigars, Camel cigarettes, Lucky Strikes, Chesterfields, Vaseline hair tonic. Yeah, putting Vaseline in the hair. How about that, huh? Penetro cough syrup, Pepto-Bismol, Bayer aspirin for colds and influenza, and, of course, the Saturday Evening Post. Actor and producer Sheldon Leonard said in an interview that the only reason he agreed to play Nick, the bartender in this film, was so that he could have money to buy Dodger baseball tickets. Well, I'll tell you something about Sheldon Leonard, and he was a real badass in the movie. He actually played a lot of villains early on in his career, and when he played the alternate Nick, boy, was he a dick. But Sheldon Leonard went on to produce phenomenal TV shows. Make Room for Daddy, The Dick Van Dyke Show, The Andy Griffith Show, Gomer Pyle, USMC, and I Spy. Sheldon Leonard, definitely a legend indeed. According to an interview with Carolyn Grimes, the actress who played Zuzu, little Zuzu, Zuzu's Petals. The name Zuzu comes from Zuzu Ginger Snaps. George makes reference to this near the end of the movie when he says to Zuzu at the top of the stairs, "Zuzu, my little ginger snap." See how fitting that is. Frank Capra strove to make scenes as real as he could for actors. Thus, the first kiss between James Stewart and Donna Reed was shot at the same time as the other end of the phone conversation. How about this? With Sam Wainwright, Frank Albertson, on a different set, Wainwright's New York office at RKO's Pathé Studio. So yeah, he's on the phone with Sam Wainwright, and amazing. Shooting that at the same time. Pretty wild. The Greatest Gift, the short story that inspired It's a Wonderful Life. There you go. There's the book the story that inspired It's a Wonderful Life. It was first published in 1944. Clarence's boss uses that line in one of the opening scenes. The Greatest Gift. I'm going to look for that one. Because the greatest gift is life itself, folks. And I think that's the point. At $3.7 million, this was a very expensive independent production. In its initial box office run, it only earned 3.3. They didn't even make a profit initially. Nowadays, oh yeah. The name of Bedford Falls was combined from Bedford Falls in Westchester County, Bedford Hills, excuse me, in Westchester County, New York, and Seneca Falls, a small town midway between Rochester and Syracuse. The town of Elmira, mentioned by the bank examiner, of course, we know it's a real town in New York, not all that far from the actual Seneca Falls. How about that? Elmira, New York, I didn't think it was a small town. Of course it's a real town. Hello. Elmira Pioneers, they used to be an affiliate, a single A affiliate of the Boston Red Sox. Elmira. All right. Sorry, tired. Now, this film is one of 5 times Beulah Bondi portrayed James Stewart's mother. The other movies were Mr. Smith Goes to Washington from 1939, Of Human Hearts in 1938, and Vivacious Lady in 1938, and once on his television series, The Jimmy Stewart Show in 1971. How about that? Very impressive. Now, the husband and wife writing team of Francis Goodrich and Albert Hackett found Frank Capra disagreeable and difficult to work with, and were angered when they found he had rewritten their script. They filed an arbitration with the Writers Guild to have Capra's name taken off, but it remains on. And you know what? I think they wrote it well. When Bert takes a shot at George, the bullets take out 3 of the letters in the Pottsville sign, but in the novelization, the book, the short story, it's 2. Who cares? One of the reasons H.B. Warner gets the part of the drugstore owner, Mr. Gower, was because he actually studied medicine before going into acting. He was also in some of Frank Capra's other films, include Mr. Dean Goes to Town in 1936, Lost Horizon in 1936, You Can't Take It With You in 1938, and of course, Mr. Smith Goes to Washington in 1939. Character's name Gower derived from Capra's employer, Columbia Pictures, which had been located on Gower Street for many years. Also on Gower Street was a drugstore that was a favorite for the studio's employees. See how it all ties in? Now you know. Gloria Graham. You'll see. Now, she was cast as Violet Bick after MGM casting director Bill Grady showed some of her screen tests to Frank Capra. 42 rings are heard in the film, so if Clarence is right, 42 angels got their rings. Got their wings. Because see, every time a bell rings, an angel gets their wings. Remember that, folks. 350,000 feet of film were used. Now, the year that Potter offers George a $20,000 annual salary is unclear. But assuming that this scene takes place in 1939, that amount is equivalent to $310,567 in 2010 dollars. See, the film takes place various from 1919 through 1946. So now you know. Jean Arthur, the original choice for Mary Bailey, co-starred with James Stewart in 2 of Frank Capra's other films, Mr. Smith Goes to Washington and You Can't Take It With You. Other actresses that were considered for the role of Mary were Olivia de Havilland, Martha Scott, Anne Dvorak. Ginger Rogers allegedly turned down the role because she thought the character was too bland. When Rogers penned her autobiography, she questioned that decision by asking the readers, "Foolish, you say?" Yeah, probably shouldn't have turned that role down, because Donna Reed did a damn good job with it. But that's alright, because Ginger Rogers had plenty of success with Fred Astaire and all those great movies back in the 30s and even early 40s. Actors that were considered to play Mr. Potter included Edward Arnold, Charles Bickford, Edgar Buchanan, Lewis Calhoun, Victor Jory, Raymond Massey, Vincent Price, and Thomas Mitchell. Now, Thomas Mitchell ended up being cast as Uncle Billy instead, so I think that worked out really well. Lionel Barrymore won the role because he was a famous Ebenezer Scrooge in radio dramatizations of A Christmas Carol at the time, and he was a natural choice to play the heartless, miserly Mr. Potter. An added bonus was Barrymore had worked with Frank Capra before on You Can't Take It With You in 1938. After the war, Frank Capra set up Liberty Films with George Stevens and William Wyler to make more serious, soul-searching films. This movie, and State of the Union in 1948, was Liberty Films' only two productions. Wow. In the scene where George Bailey runs through the streets wishing everyone a Merry Christmas, there's a shot of a theater marquee advertising for another phenomenal Christmas movie that you all need to see, The Bells of St. Mary's from 1945. Henry Travers, who plays Clarence, had co-starred in that film the previous year. Now, Twinkle Twinkle Little Star plays in most of Clarence's scenes, and it played 5 times overall. One of the film's posters shows an illustrated George holding Mary in the air, but that scene never actually appeared in the film. According to the Telegram Mr. Gower receives, Bedford Falls is in New York State. See, there you go. There's your answer there. Bells crop up throughout the film, in the intro music and other background music. Christmas decorations, cash registers, telephones ringing, a bell on Mr. Potter's desk, the studio logo, doorbells, the Bells of St. Mary's is playing at the local cinema, etc., etc. And of course, when that last bell rings on the Bailey Christmas tree, that's when Clarence got his wings finally. Although Violet catches Mary's bouquet, she never actually got married. This movie debuted a week after William Wyler's very famous The Best Years of Our Lives, which explains why this movie was a disappointment at the box office and at the Academy Awards. See, The Best Years of Our Lives won it all. Now, this movie was originally slated for 1947 release, but when Technicolor was unable to deliver prints in time for RKO's Christmas time 1946 release of Sinbad the Sailor, Frank Capra's film was rushed into theaters. The titles were not reshot, and thus it bears a 1947 copyright. So you'll see in the beginning of the movie it shows copyright 1947, but it was actually 1946. So there you go. That's a lot of info, folks. I'm going to play a 9-minute scene that's phenomenal as we bring out our babes of the day, our hunks of the day. You know it. We're bringing out Gloria. We're bringing out Henry Travers, Gloria Graham, Violet, and Clarence. And then we're bringing out Donna Reed and James Stewart, our superstars of the show. I think you're going to enjoy this last 9 minutes. It includes a couple songs with the cast. But powerful 9 minutes. I'm hoping I can get through these pictures in time. Here you go. Let's bring it out. I love this, and you should too.
Terrance! Terrance! Help me, Terrance!
Yep. You'll have a few pictures that are in color.
Get me back. I don't care what happens to me. Get me back to my wife and kids.
Right when he realized, you know,
Please.
because Clarence showed him what the world would be like without him around, without George Bailey around.
Please, God.
And they realized just how many people he touched.
Hey, George! George!
Bert and Ernie. You gotta love them.
Hey, what's the matter?
Cop and taxi driver.
I'll hit you again. Get out of here. What the
And according to many sources, Sesame Street's Bert and Ernie were not named due to this movie. I thought they were, but I found out tonight that they were not.
I thought maybe hey, your mouth's bleeding. Are you sure you're all right? What you?
Henry Travers. He was great in this movie.
Bleeding, Bert. My mouth's bleeding. Zuzu pedals. Zuzu. There they are. Bert, what do you know about that? Merry Christmas. Well, Merry Christmas. Merry. Yay!
Just shows the awesomeness of Jimmy Stewart. Oh, by the way, Jimmy Stewart, 27 years in the United States Air Force, predominantly Air Force Reserves, retired as the rank of Brigadier General. Ronald Reagan later promoted him after he retired to Major General. That's a 2-star general, folks. James Stewart served his country for 27 years. That deserves a Love Doctor salute right there. Despite his fame, he still served his country and stayed in the Air Force Reserve to continue to serve his country. Truly amazing.
See my wife?
Mary,
Let's bring out that gorgeous, wicked hot Gloria Graham Violet. Oh man, was she hot in her day, folks.
Janie told me. Oh, I could eat you up. Where's your mother?
we're looking for you. It's Uncle Billy. Daddy!
Zuzu, my little ginger snap. How do you feel?
There you go, Zuzu, my little ginger snap.
Hallelujah.
Hello? George! George, darling. George! George, darling. Where are you going? Oh, George, no, George. George, George.
Are you real?
George.
You have no idea what happened to me.
I have no idea what happened. Come on, George. Come on downstairs. Quick, we're on the way. Come on. Come on in here now. Now you stand right over here by the tree. Right there. And don't move. Don't move. What's happening?
Yeah, baby.
Oh, I hear them coming now. George, it's a miracle. It's a miracle. Who's gonna come, Daddy? Daddy? Come in, Uncle Billy. Everybody in here.
George. Mary did it. She told some people you were in trouble with it. They scattered all over town collecting money. Didn't ask any questions. Just said George in trouble.
America. She was smoking hot, folks. Big crowd of people at the house.
I wouldn't
Now it's time to bring out the stars.
Quiet. Now get this. It's from London. Oh.
Listen to this.
Mr. Gower cabled you need cash. Stop. My office instructed to advance you up to $25,000. Stop. Hee-haw and Merry Christmas, Sam Wainwright.
Hee-haw. There it is. At Beverly Hills High School gym. And that floor is still there. That is amazing. Yes, folks, that's a telephone. Some of you may not know that. Just say the word, and I'll throw a lasso around it and pull it down. His brother Harry.
As soon as I got Mary's telegram. Good idea, Ernie, a toast. To my big brother George, the richest man in town.
There you go. Auld Lang Syne, an amazing song. I get goosebumps every time I hear this, folks. This part of the movie, every time I get goosebumps.
That's a Christmas present from a very dear friend.
There it is.
Every time a bell rings, an angel gets his wings.
That's right. That's right. And a boy cried.
Production photos, all of that stuff. She was gorgeous. Of course, she went on to the Donna Reed show, another successful show indeed. Lovely smile. Hello. Yeah, baby. Wow. There it is. Buffalo Girls, can you come out tonight? Hey, there she is as the old maid, right? Still pretty hot to me. Just saying. Let's bring out the real superstar of the movie. And I got a lot of pictures of this guy, folks. I did not realize it would take me forever to get through 141 pictures. And 66 of them of the legend. The late, great James Stewart. Born in 1908, passed away in 1997 at the age of 89. He lived a good, long, wonderful life indeed. No doubt about that. My goodness, folks. This guy was incredible. If you've never seen any of his movies, you need to. He's one of my all-time favorite actors. Just an amazing guy. And folks, a rare one. Not a liberal. He's a conservative. He supported Ronald Reagan. No kidding. A Hollywood actor that also fought for and defended this country, supported this country, continued to fight for freedom. A lot of Hollywood actors and actresses after World War II, they got out, as did many people. He didn't. He stayed with it, and that's amazing. It's so rare. Obviously an amazing man. Never heard a bad word uttered about James Stewart. And ladies, he was a handsome fellow, wasn't he? 6'4". There's Harry, his brother. In the bar, martinis, which in the alternate Bedford Falls, known as Pottsville, was Nick's. That is the photo of all photos, folks. The family portrait. Gotta love it. 4 kids. There's your snow when it's 90 degrees outside. Hell, I'd be sweating my ass off too having to wear a suit like that. Buffalo Girls. Wow. Legend indeed, folks. James Stewart. I wish he was still around. I do. Of course, he'd be 105 years old now. People, you can't live forever, folks. At least not on Earth, you can't. There it is. That's the photo. Amazing. And he played a common working man in a lot of his movies, too. The Common Man. And did an amazing job of it. There you go. Bert and Ernie, of course. Gotta have them. And there he is, about to wink as Clarence got his wings. Ah, the evil, miserly Mr. Potter, of course. Lionel Barrymore. Incredible actor. This movie just had so many phenomenal moments. If I were to mention all the great moments in this movie, hell, you must just watch the movie. It's over 2 hours and it's well worth it. I want to watch the movie right now so bad. Yep, there's the scene. Well, there's the poster. It never made it. That scene wasn't ever in the movie, but the poster there just in case it was, right? At the time, Colonel James Stewart. Colonel Stewart, how about that? A lot of great heartfelt moments, folks. A lot of comedy. A lot of good drama as well. I'm sure many tears have been shed watching this movie. Just happy tears. Not sad tears, but happy tears. This guy was amazing. As was he. He really was. For being such a prick in the movie. Oh. The famous Barrymore family tree. And there's a legacy of Barrymores. There you go. Wearing a hat, because a lot of people did that back in the day. Nice colorized version photo right there. A handsome man indeed, folks. A legend. The late, great James Stewart. General Stewart, I might add. Hey, Pottersville. How about that, huh? There you go. That look when he realized what is going on in this world. Classic. Folks, it is indeed a wonderful life. And what's funny is that picture is actually, that was somewhere else. That's a town that looks similar to It's a Wonderful Life. I was reading about that. There you go. Bedford Falls, though it never existed for real, it sure was realistic, wasn't it? Artist rendition. That's the actual sign. It's still around. That sign still exists. That's a recent picture. That sign's got to be worth a ton of money. 67 years old. You are now in Bedford Falls. Village of Seneca Falls may have inspired the hometown look of Frank Capra's 1946 holiday film classic It's a Wonderful Life. Mr. Capra is known to have visited here in the mid-40s at the time the screenplay for the film was being developed. Many similarities exist between Seneca Falls and the fictitious Bedford Falls. Among them are the design of the Bridge Street Bridge, the use of several place and personal names, and the village's geographical location. The plaque says it, folks. And there you go. You are now in Bedford Falls. Enjoy it because it's a great place. It's a happy place. Bailey Brothers Building and Loan Association. Yeah! Oh, that was such a classic scene, man. When he realized that everything was back to normal. Just classic. And there's your fake snow. Looked pretty realistic, too. So, phenomenal movie. I hope this show was good. I wish I could have had more music on it. Unfortunately, that is not possible. Copyright infringement, Nazis don't allow it on YouTube. Therefore, I am not going to try to go too hard and try to get it, because then you would not be able to see this here show. And that would suck ass. Empty his brain cells and average Yankee fan. I can't believe the show went an hour and 11 minutes. Holy crap. It's going to be an hour 12 by the time I'm done. Well, folks, you know what time it is, right? Damn right, Reverend Dr. B. Folks, time to make a fetus to head out. So everybody take care. Have a wicked awesome night and day. Peace be the journey. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. Don't drink and drive. Might spill your drink, or you might kill yourself or somebody else. And drinking and driving is dumber than being a Yanks fan, or what's dumber than that is rooting for wastes of sperm in the egg like Eli. Ow, I'm as good as Tom Brady. Yeah, with all those interceptions, jackass. Manning, or men sleeping women, or animal abuse, or racism, or people that watch on bets, or fake friends, or anybody that supports, defends, or is a member of the Westboro Baptist Church. Things like that are just plain stupid and definitely deserve a big fat GFY. Folks, I'm out of here. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Talk to you later. Bye-bye. Bye. Bye. Remember, folks, life is a blessing, and it is indeed a wonderful life. Watch the movie, and you will feel good. I promise you.